So guys, it finally happened. Something I wasn't really expecting, but it was on the table. And FTC files an antitrust lawsuit to block Microsoft's $69 billion Activision Blizzard deal. Keeping up with the articles, and they were making contracts with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty over to the platform for the next 10 years. But Sony pretty much said, look guys, this is what's the scenario, and if they get access to this company, they are going to get too massive. And FTC acknowledged that and said, look, this is potential for a monopoly. And it was a smart move on Microsoft's part to try to acquire this company, because Activision is a phenomenal business when it comes to the video game space. They are a name. They have World of Warcraft, Call of Duty. If you play any of those games, they are highly competitive, highly popular with the gaming community as a whole. Along with that, they own Bethesda. They own a lot of these massive producers of video game companies. They are essentially doing what Netflix has done with the video content world, and they're trying to do that along with in gaming, as well as with their Microsoft Game Pass. They're able to make well, if this deal were to go through, make a lot of these games accessible for people that simply do not have the hardware. They realize that the profits are obviously in the software, and we might just see cloud gaming in the future. This is obviously for another discussion, but see cloud gaming in the future just excel beyond currently what it is. The suit comes as regulators within UK's Competition and Markets Authority and the European Commission continue to evaluate the deal. Rival PlayStation maker Sony has been lobbying regulators around the world in an attempt to curtail Microsoft's plans. Nintendo's pretty much hasn't been a competitor for Microsoft at all for the last 10 or 15 years. They're playing the beat to their own drum, so Sony is really making a big deal out of this, and rightfully so. I mean, obviously they want to just try to stay in the competition, and this would definitely set them back if it goes through. So the agency went on to accuse Microsoft of backtracking on assurances given to the European Union antitrust regulators when in 2021 Microsoft acquired gaming content developed by Bethesda Softworks. Despite the assurances, Microsoft made some of Bethesda's games exclusive to its gaming ecosystem, the FTC said. So the agency also expressed concerns that Microsoft is one of only 2 high-performance console makers, basically echoing what I was just saying earlier, that Sony is their main competitor. If Microsoft's essentially just buying up where Sony can make ground, there's not going to be much competition left for them. Even though they have PlayStation exclusives, they've been branching them out to PC. You have Last of Us that's the remake is going to PC. Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, they're all making their way slowly to PC, and I believe the Uncharted series as well. So you slowly, Microsoft is pretty much winning this console war, if you will. But it's interesting to see how this arbitrage play can essentially just fall apart. I mean, as an investor, as someone that was trying to look at this as a play to say, okay, get into Activision, then Microsoft would buy their shares for $95, a piece. Activision's currently trading at, I believe, $74, something like that. Let me see if once this loads up. Yeah, so $74. Essentially, if this deal were to go through, you would be making pretty much a 25% return on your money if once this would have jumped up based off the price that Microsoft was willing to pay for it. Warren Buffett bought a bunch of these shares thinking that this thing would go through. Very interesting of how the market can just shift. Activision as a company, I've analyzed this company quite a bit, and the main thing that I've come to a conclusion is, even though it's a solid video game company, it's very reputable for what the products they do put out, it's currently overvalued in its state. I've come to a conclusion that around the mid 60s range or low 60s would be an ideal price point for us to get in if that is your play going forward, because they do make games for all kinds of audiences. You have Call of Duty for your first-person shooter addicts, you have Candy Crush for your casual mobile game players. Also, there's a whole World of Warcraft world that exists. Like, these are some of the top titles amongst many other things that they currently produce, but the price just doesn't make sense right now. However, it would have been nice to see that arbitrage play go through as a quick way to just trade in and get out. Obviously, this is not great for the consumer if that were to happen. In a way, the consumer, if you are a gamer, you are winning, because now Activision most likely will stay as an independent developer. So anyways, folks, just wanted to make that quick little video and yeah, just talk about it. What do you guys think? Write down in the comment section below. More stuff's going to be coming along the way, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.